Is there the one that you are made for in a relationship, or are there more potential spouses than just the one? Yeah, I've received that question before, and it's kind of a both and, I think, in my mind. And I'm reminded here of Forrest Gump, at the end of the movie when he's talking to Jenny at her gravesite, and he says, I'm just trying to I'm wondering, was Lieutenant Dan right that we're just feather-like floating through? Or no, was Lieutenant Dan right that we all have a destiny, that we all have a set purpose, or is it more like we're just floating through the air like a feather, like Mama said? And then he goes, I think they're both right at the same time, right? I think there's something that both are correct. Put it this way. Do I think Wendy West was the one I was meant to marry? Yes, I do. Do I think she's the only one I could have possibly married? No, I do not. I could have married anybody else. In fact, I almost married somebody else. I wanted to marry somebody else. That didn't work out. But what if it would have worked out? Maybe I would have married that other person. I'd have a very different life. There would be 5 human beings that wouldn't exist because they only exist because I married their mother. The world would be a different place. What we're getting at here is there just one, or is there many people I could marry? I think the real underlying issue, the real question is, how does God's plan interact with my freedom, right? I was free to marry any number of people. And yet, I think God had a plan. I don't think it would have been sinful. It's not that sense of God's plan. This is my definitive plan. I want you to marry Wendy, and if you married somebody else, you're going to hell because you're disobeying my plan. That's not what I'm saying. Holding these two things together, destiny and floating around like a feather in the wind, that's a good image. Hold those two together, and it's difficult, right? It's called paradox, right? And so many of the mysteries of our faith, they can only be held together in this tension of the paradox, right? One God, 3 persons, hold that together. The God-man, hold that together. The Virgin Mother, hold that together. To be rich, you got to sell everything. To live, you got to die. To be a wise person, you got to be a fool. Okay, all these truths of the gospel, we got to hold them together. And that's where we arrive at the fullness of the truth. So hold those two together. Is there one? Could I marry many? Hold them together, and you'll arrive at the fullness of the truth. I hope that's helpful.